Fire signs, hello. It has been a while since I have posted a public reading. I've been doing a lot of readings and I just had the feeling of doing a public reading today. So I'm going to. We are doing elements today, and then I will break out the advice into individual signs. So this is for Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. What I'm going to do is pull a couple of cards for a situation that you might be facing here in late October going into November, and some maybe healthy advice to move forward. So it's been kind of wild, crazy times out there. Um, I don't know. I don't know if tarot will help that much with any of that, but at least it's kind of something interesting to listen to. That hopefully this will resonate on some level. So let's see. I am using the Trick or Treat Tarot deck today, which is kind of a fun one with Halloween coming. So, all right. Okay, this is kind of interesting. Um, Fire signs. Collectively, I have the Nine of Wands, the Queen of Cups, and the Ace of Wands in reverse. And I'm going to take these one at a time and talk about them a little bit. But the Nine of Wands here is a card. This is generally, I'm sorry for the glare, by the way. I just wasn't set up to do the lighting in here. This is very spur of the moment. So bear with me here. But the Nine of Wands is the wounded warrior energy of the tarot deck. The wands represent actions and things that you've done, and you're tired. In this case, it's a very defensive kind of energy. Sometimes that this card is more, the figure in it is more wary than anything. He's kind of wary of anyone coming in. He's kind of beaten up. He wants to be done, and he's going to finish, though. There's a determination to finish. Here, this like sword that he has that's glowing green, and I can't tell if that's he or she, but green always represents growth. So there has been a lot of growth, and I don't know if you feel like you've wait, there's an exhaustion here that is very apparent, but it's also very protective of the gold there in the bag, but it's provided a lot of growth. And so I don't know if you have felt like you've been through a lot of lessons, if you've done a lot of things where you've had to learn and learn and learn, and it's exhausting, right? To just keep going. That is the main energy of this card, is tired but still going. Then we have the Queen of Cups. Now, she also is green in this card. So there has been a lot of emotional growth with all of that work. So maybe trying to, I'm not going to go into that. These are supposed to be short, but the Queen of Cups is, an energy of it's Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. So I don't know if you've been dealing with a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, but mainly this is about you. This is a lot of growth. And if you notice, she's sitting down. So we have exhaustion, and then we have sitting down. And then the last card is I'm trying to think of how to do this. Yeah. The Ace of Wands. Now, upright, this card is the 10th wand. Everything in tarot is cyclical. So if you have 9 of wands right here, here's the 10th wand. And that is the point where the burden becomes so much you put it down. So with it being in reverse here, it's actually saying you may find yourself actually just sitting down and in a very compassionate energy, but not lighting. I always see the wands as like matches. So lighting a match, that's activity, that's action, that's initiative. And here it's not. You're not lighting that match. You're sitting down. Um, I kind of like this because it's what those cards are kind of telling me is you've had a lot of growth, and you could be sitting in a very emotionally stable position right now, and it's been hard fought. This shows me that that emotionally stable position of the Queen of Cups, having control of your emotions, caring about your emotions, settling your emotions, and being in a compassionate, loving position, has come at with a lot of work at a cost. And Then you have this ace coming along. This looks like it feels like a threat to me in a way. I don't know why. Not like a threat of physical anything. It's more like maybe somebody is going to come along and pick at you. And this energy that you're sitting in is too hard fought to let this get to you. So the cards here are kind of saying if you've been doing too much, try to care about your own emotions and put down what you're doing right now and focus on your own emotional well being so that you can be the kind and loving person to yourself that you need to be right now. And it also is telling me on another more petty side, this is a time to not be responsive if somebody tries to pick at you. Like you may have, it may not even be picking at, you may just be really, you may kind of be tired of doing and doing and doing, and you may just want to sit and chill and get your, your emotions in check. You may want to rest. You may want to come back to yourself a little bit, self care. And that would be like turning down a party invitation. That would be not starting up something new, just kind of chilling in your own vibes right now. Rest, recuperate, get your good mood back, and not starting up something new. And that goes for if somebody tries to start up something new with you, you may not be doing that right now because whatever it is that took you to get to this place was kind of hard fought and you need to rest in that for a little bit. So it's kind of interesting energy. Um if you are dealing with another person, this is like not striking something up again with that person. There is no new opportunity right there, not right now. So for Aries, the advice card is the 10 of Swords and it's in reverse. The 10 of Swords is about the most painful card in the tarot deck. This is the card of a very painful ending of some kind. And it can be a verbal argument, it can feel like betrayal, it can be the end of an idea, a thought process. Each of those 10 swords can represent mean words that somebody has said to you, or it could be your own repetitive thoughts. But regardless, this is representing a painful thing that has come to an end. And when the 10 shows up in a reading, it's actually okay because that means the ending is happened. Um and it can't get much worse. Like it's over. There that ending is done, the situation. When this comes up in reverse, even you're on the other side of it. As advice, though, it's telling you to recognize that you are on the other side of whatever this painful ending is, and it is time to pull those swords out. It is time to let a situation go. This is a card of letting go of grudges, letting go of negative thoughts, letting go of repetitive thinking about an ending. It really is letting go because that situation's done. It's not coming back. If you still are hanging on to it, it's just in your head only, and that's painful for you. So that's pretty good advice. I like to see it on the table. I like it even better in this situation or in this position because this lets me know that it's within your control to let something go. Now, Leo, your card is the Magician. This is Virgo Gemini energy. It doesn't have to be that you're dealing with one of those, but the Magician is a major arcana card, and I like it. It's really powerful energy. It is, to me, what I'm getting with this card right now, it's a card of capability. You have the tools that you need to be able to do what you want. And if it's in the advice position, this is just reminding you that you do have what you need to accomplish what you want. It's more of a confidence thing. So understanding, knowing, telling yourself that you have what it takes. What I like about it, this particular deck, if you can see that candle is throwing a shadow. That really speaks to me of sometimes the shadow can seem much bigger and much more imposing than the actual thing. Like you actually have the ability to do what you want. So whatever shadow is behind you or that you're living in or That's more of an illusion than anything. Now that's kind of deep for a quick piece of advice, but the shadow was really like, you know, sticking out to me right here. So it also shows me that um that you I'm gonna stop and just say this is more to me. I'm reading this as advice, as more of a confidence, a self-confidence thing. So Leo, embrace your own ability to do things, your own capability to do things, and don't let that shadow misinform you about what you're able to do, because I think you're able to do more. And then Sagittarius, you have the Eight of Cups. I think it was Aquarius that also got that, which I think is really interesting because of all the major arcanas. Sagittarius came up in a noteworthy position, and Aquarius. So that time frame between Sagittarius season, which is mid-November, through Aquarius, which is going into February, um, can be more where we see some of this play out. But that time frame, the next 3 months, could be kind of important. The Eight of Cups is a card about walking away from emotional baggage, from understanding the past, understanding your old relationships. I went into great lengths, so if you want to go back and watch the advice card for Aquarius, I'm pretty sure it was the same position. But this has to do with seeing a greater emotional satisfaction out ahead of you. Like as soon as you can understand what has happened in your past and see in this case how little they are versus what is ahead of you, what you're capable of achieving in the realm of emotions, how good something can be. But right now he's looking back. So the nature of this card is about walking away from things and relationships and emotional situations in our past that and they can be good or bad. They're not all bad. It's just that knowing that the past is in the past and what's ahead of us is so much greater because of those experiences. So it's kind of like making sense of the past, fixing any of that emotional baggage so that you're free to turn around and try to go after something that is much more substantial, but it came from all these smaller experiences. So this is a card of really walking away from an understanding, integrating, like processing and being okay with relationships and emotional situations that are behind you. That you can't let them creep up. You have really good things ahead of you. So when I take all these together, they say a very similar message. It was a betrayal or some kind of very painful situation in the past that is over, that's time to let go of and move forward. You have what you need to be able to accomplish great things and what you want to do, but there could be the shadow behind you. Don't let that influence you or talk you out of what you're capable of doing. And finally, turning your back on the past after reconciling, after understanding it, because there is great emotional satisfaction waiting for you in the future. So, I hope that makes sense. That got a little wordy, but it's about just letting go. We really need to turn our back on the old so that we can embrace the new. But you can't just ignore the old. You have to see it for what it is, know what you got out of it, how did you grow from it, and let it be. Let it be the past. Let it be part of what made you and brought you here, but it certainly doesn't need to be carried forward. So I hope that helps. And I will talk to you soon. Take care.